Alright, everybody. My name is Joseph Badar, and this is a episode 1 podcast of my Book of Shadows, which I should kind of show you my cover, or front of it, I should say. It is pretty much a very big, very humongous 3-ring binder that I've pretty much had for, let's see, since 1997 till currently now, which is 2013. Of course, it wasn't always this big. It grew as I did. Now, here are a few things I have in my Book of Shadows, which hopefully you guys can see is just a few things I still got to put into the book. I have the cover page, then a few symbols. Now, traditionally, you're supposed to have a book blessing in the very front, but I'm kind of mixing and matching here. It is my book, however. Now, here is my book blessing. Now, there's 2 of them here. The reason for that is because I had one that was originally in my little 3-ring binder that I had in the very beginning, and one that I made up to date, which this one was the made up to date one, obviously. I don't know if you can tell because of how the difference in the work is. I'm not sure, but yeah, this was my very first book blessing. Then I have some more art. And of course the Pisces astrological sign, because I'm a Pisces. Now, my first section of my Book of Shadows is in 5 different tabs. And I am a little bit of a neat freak, so the orange tab is for my Wicca knowledge. The white, or the clear tab, is for moon phases and sun phases. The blue tab is for correspondences. The yellow tab is for magic. The red tab is for my spells and rituals and rites that I've created myself. Now, we have, let me see if I can go ahead and do that. I don't want it to fall. I would probably cry. Alright, here we go. Wicca knowledge consists of a lot of things. Here's the table of continents, and it goes from a range of what Wicca is, to what is a witch, to what is Wicca, the history of Wicca, misconceptions, the charge of the goddess, the Wiccan Rede, the Wiccan Creed, the law, the 13 codes of a witch, the traditions of Wicca, and it goes on and on and on. I got the Sabbats, I've got the 4 rules, the Celts, a little bit of their history, the Druids as well, the 13 powers of a witch, the Covenant of Aradia, what advanced witchcraft is to me, the Great God Cernunnos chant, the Ancient Call chant, of course the Council of Elders, and then it's all handwritten, which, wow, let me tell you, it was very cramping. I think I might have how do you pronounce that? Carpal tunnel or whatever, by the time I turn 31, which, by the way, I am 29. Well, moving on to a different tab, I have the tab which is clear, and it is for the moon phases and sun phases. I have the basic waxing, full, new, and dark moon, and then I have your 12 moons that correspond to each month. Then I have the, of course, very popular 13th moon, which is 13th moon of the year, which is known as the blue moon, which occurs once a month or twice a month, depending on how many full moons. But normally, if there's 2 full moons within 1 month, then the second full moon is considered the blue moon. Then I have your standard moon in Aries through moon in Pisces. Then we have our sun phases, which are the sunrise, noon, sunset, night, And then, of course, I have something else too. I put in here Full Moon Names by Silver Ravenwolf. And then my blue section, which is my correspondences, is just a list, a galore of things. We have candle color correspondences, oils, incenses, days, gems, planets, gods and goddesses, zodiac signs, and of course the Chinese zodiac, the elements, elementals, and elemental kings. And the list goes on and on and on, as you can see. And then, of course, we have continuations, the arts, making oils, the planes of existence, ancient ingredients, etc. Then I have the yellow section, which is the magic section. Now, in this section, I have to obviously update it a little bit, because you can see there's a few, yeah, it totally needs to be updated. So we have what is magic, the chakras, how time began, symbols, divination, numerology, card spreads, rune spreads, spell ethics, candle magic, color magic, petition, sympathetic, elemental, chord, cauldron, talismanic, spontaneous, ribbon, Enochian, poppets, potions, goetic, etc. types of magics. As you can tell, there are so many types of magics, and I had to list them, and I'm sure that's not all of them either. Then we have the magical alphabet, magical names, altars, auras, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Sorry if I'm a little shaky here. I've had one too many cups of coffee, and it is almost evening, or almost sunset. It's pretty sad. And again, the list goes on and on and on, and yes, I know, I have the Necronomicon in there as well. The reason for that is because a lot of people don't understand that it's a form of divination, not a so-called religious practice of controlling spirits and demons. It's a divinatory art used to contact spirits and ask them your future, your past, and your present. That's all. Alright, now we also have the, like I said, the red section, or the red tab section, which is my personal spells and stuff, and rituals, handwritten. I won't show you these, because these I still hold very personal and very sacred to me. Sorry, I'm a solitary Wiccan, and yeah. But, yep. Now, I adopted this name. I do not remember exactly where I learned the Book of Lights from, but I think it was Silver Ravenwolf. If I'm wrong, I'm very sorry, but I don't remember exactly whom. But apparently, from what I recall, the difference between the Book of Shadows, which is guarded secrets and lore and a lot of knowledge that the wise ones pretty much hold to themselves by word of mouth, is what we keep in our Book of Shadows. Of course, the knowledge and everything we've learned, whereas the Book of Lights are things that I guess I like to go ahead and show to people without concerning any oath-breaking type of traditions if you're in a coven, or for my sake, I can go ahead and, if I like certain spells or certain chants from other authors or other practitioners, I will write them down and put them here. Now I have my, let's see here, more art. Yeah, I'm a very artistic person. Let's see, gay paganism and celebration. Hecate, that is actually my chosen patron, or personal deity. When I self-dedicated myself, I also dedicated myself not just to that of the god and the goddess, but also to Hecate. My very first Renaissance fair, the evil eye, the hand of glory, puppets. I got this from, if anyone is familiar with the old-fashioned Witch's Almanac, I got this from there, and as well as this in my own way. A truth about Halloween. Of course, the dangers that lie in the shadow worlds, I guess you'd say. The shadows and the psychic vampires. A friend drew that for me. Let's see. I usually put these up during the Sabbats, my little way of celebrating when I'm by myself. I have not drawn all 8, of course, but I will in time. You think after all these years I would have done so. I haven't. Let's see here. A few things I've collected that I haven't put in my own handwriting, of course, but this is the Book of Lights, so that's okay. Let's see. Oh, here's something I'm actually pretty proud of. Well, let me show you my familiar first. Of course, she died when I was young, but that's my familiar, Gigi. She was such an awesome kitty. And this right here, I mean, yes, I know, it's just for the outer court, but hey, I'm still very excited and very happy. My very first certificate in the Wiccan community, so I have to show it off. Okay, alright, enough of bragging on that part. Now, in the Book of Lights, I have it also sectioned off. I have it sectioned off in the tab for spirits, which consists of not just spirits, but also spirit guides, different types of demons, different types of ghouls and goblins, werewolves, mythological creatures of darkness, all those scary, crazy things that go bump in the night, and the truth behind it all. And of course we have our genies, our fairies. Then we have the watchtowers, the psychic vampires, the possessions, paranormal activities, the mermaids, the archangels, leprechauns, etc. Then I have my, I don't know if you can see it, there we go. My knowledge is next. Glossary of all the pagan terms, practices to do when you're training. My dream dream journal, some superstitions. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. Superstitions, and of course my study. So, as you can tell, you know, the list goes on and on and on, and yes, in the Book of Lights, it doesn't have to be handwritten because I haven't had the chance to do so just yet, but at least you guys know in my Book of Shadows it is. Now, that is pretty much the it of it for now. In the next, I guess, YouTube cast episode, I will go ahead and explain about my beliefs. Alright, merry part, everyone.